If you clicked on this video, you want to know the answer to the question in the title. Is the new Edge Mustang a good track car? Well, I just did a proper track day in mind.
Thing sounds great.
And I'm going to give you my honest opinion about it. I recently did a track day with Highline Motorsports and Round Lake Auto at New York Safety Track, basically our home track here in upstate New York. And the Corvette is currently down and not ready to go just yet. So I didn't want to bring nothing. So I brought my drift car, my new Edge Mustang. Now, it's not fully set up for drifting yet. I don't have an angle kit on it, but I do have some good tires for it. And I said, you know what? Let me give it a proper track day to really see how good this thing is. And I wasn't expecting much, mainly because the first time that I went, I didn't have third gear. So I did the entire track and forth, and although I thought it was kind of capable, it really was slow, in my opinion. This past time, I had a proper 5-speed transmission, 200 tread-wear tires. The car is already on a really good pair of coilovers. I have some Feel 441s that are set up for drifting, but they're stiff, and I felt like I could get by on track with them better than a stock suspension any day of the week. So I came out and sent it. The limitations of a new Edge GT in comparison to the Cobras are a couple of different things. It doesn't have the power of a Cobra, or especially a Terminator Cobra, and it doesn't have independent rear suspension. And I really thought that was going to be a big factor. And it definitely would be better with independent rear suspension. The back does, upon hard braking, the back end does want to kick out when you start to turn. Not to the point where I'm super comfortable with trail braking it yet, but you definitely got to be a little bit mindful of it. The back end can get a little squirrely, but as long as you just maintain your smoothness, it was fine. And it actually wasn't bad because it helped rotate the car a little bit. And I was able to get back on the power, and really the car really could be throttle steered a little bit. Not drifting it, but throttle steering where I could point it in the direction that I wanted to go. There were at some points though where like I was full pedal down going through the turn, and that was all she wrote, but it wasn't kicking out. So obviously we could get more power there and that'd be great, but we worked with what we had. The other limitation that the new Edges have is the braking system. They weren't upgraded braking pads or anything else like that. And after that first session, they were like smoke was bellowing out of the front wheel wells. It was not pretty.
Ooh, they're a little hot. That may be the end of those. Good thing we got the Cobras coming.
And the very first session, I didn't want to go too crazy, but I wanted to kind of hit a good pace. The first couple laps, I kind of took it easy just to get the car warmed up. There are brand new tires in the back, and I just wanted everything to kind of shake itself out. And without trying, I had a 149, I think. Second lap, I really decided, all right, we're gonna go hard on this one. I'm gonna brake a little deeper. I know the track pretty well, and I'll see if I can really kind of rotate the car coming around turns. And boy, was I shocked. After that first session, I ended up laying down a 144.7. I'll show you the lap here. To put that into perspective, when my M235 was stock, I had a 145.06. So this is faster than my M235 was stock for a couple of different reasons. A, I'm a much better driver now than I was, so I can't really say that it's the same driver because I'm a lot better now. And B, my M235 didn't have a limited slip differential. I couldn't rotate the car the way I wanted to, like I can with the new Edge, which has an LSD. It has 410 gears in the back too, which actually helps a lot. I really could rotate the car more. I felt more comfortable in my new Edge than actually my M235, which has the turbo lag. The turbo kind of comes on. You know, I spun one tire. It was kind of like a letdown. On track with that thing. I did not get that feeling at all with the new Edge. I really thought with the limited slip differential, I was able to rotate the car. Doesn't handle as good as my Corvette. My Corvette is significantly faster and stiffer and better in every way. But the fact that this is only a couple of seconds slower than my Corvette was when it was stock is pretty impressive. We're talking 2 seconds slower, which on this track is a lot, but I would have thought I would have said it was 6 seconds slower than my Corvette was when it was bone stock. So it definitely is a capable car. And there's a misconception with these. The misconception with the new Edge Mustang is that it's slow, gutless, 2 valves are crap, they don't handle well because it has a solid rear axle, and you have to put a lot of money in them to make them fast. LS swap them, Coyote swap them, or throw a turbo kit on them. And for most people that are driving in a straight line, that's what they're worried about. But a lot of those people don't actually take these to a track and see what they're all about. It handled a hell of a lot better than I was expecting. And yeah, it didn't have the power that other cars that I've driven and own have, but it was still extremely capable for what it was. And we're talking about a car I paid like $3,500 for that was able to do that on the track. It's a testament to the Mustang because I wasn't expecting any of this at all. And I'm not saying it's a great car, but a 144 on this track is quicker than a lot of other cars that I've driven and seen out there. So I was really impressed by it. I gotta be honest. Now, limitations that can be changed. In this box over here, I have Terminator Cobra brakes that I paid $150 for on Facebook Marketplace. Rotors and pads too, that I'm gonna slap on this thing, and that'll allow me to go a lot deeper into the turns. I think that'll buy me at least another second. And I think what a lot of people do is you can get the IRS from the Cobras and put them in here for maybe like $1,000, $1,500 if you could find a rear end like that. But honestly, that's a big expenditure, and I don't know if it needs it. It was fine as it was. So I think, you know, for a beginner getting into a track car, you could buy one of these for less than $5,000. Throw some tires on it, cheap coilovers even if you want to. Not max speeding rods, get some decent ones. If you're new to tracking, you're not gonna need the brakes right away. Like, you're not gonna be braking as deep as someone who's has, 500 laps on the track like I do. But at some point, when you wanna upgrade them, you can, and it's cheap. So just by doing those things, you'll be able to compete with some cars that are a hell of a lot faster. And because it's so cheap, you'll get so much more seat time. Seat time is big with this, right? Anybody else who has no track experience, don't expect to pull a really good time like that with the car unless you have a lot of experience. But like, getting a cheap car like that is how you get the experience. It's how you get out there and hone your craft and learn how to trail brake and learn how to throttle steer and learn how to come in and out of turns. You can have an expensive car, but that kind of limits your ability to get out on track, which is really how you become a better driver. I'll break down a lap that I did when I went out with my buddy Kamal in his E46 M3 that we knew was faster going into the day in a straight line. Definitely trying to get away from me here, and he just couldn't. The M3 definitely has a lot more horsepower up top, but I think the torque and the fact that I can rotate the car really well coming around turns was able to keep me really close to him through the S's and around the helicopter. And then definitely he gained ground on me on the big sweepers, but definitely in the tighter, the tighter areas where I have to use more torque coming out, I was definitely able to keep up with him better, and ultimately got around him on the second lap that we were out there, which I thought was, I wasn't expecting that. Nobody else was expecting that, I don't think. And so the car really impressed me. So wrapping up, if you're looking to get on track and you want a cheap track car to do it with, or if you have a really nice car that you don't want to track, this is a great car to do so. They're cheap enough, the parts are inexpensive, The modifications are easy to do. The car is really easy to work on. And I just think for anybody that's looking for a car that you can get into for not a lot of money right now, in comparison to other cars, like people, I feel like the unsung hero right now is really the new Edge Mustang, or even the SN95. Like, people don't like them because by today's standards in a straight line, they're not really that fast. They weren't even that fast in their own time in comparison to the Camaro and the Corvette. But man, you get a lot of car for the money that can do a number of different things. Like, I drift the car too. I bought the car specifically for drifting, and here I am out on a track day, and I'm like, damn, this thing's freaking awesome. I'm definitely gonna set it up for drifting. I'm putting an angle kit on it, but I'm not gonna go crazy. I still wanna kind of keep the geometry similar because I'm definitely gonna track this car again. Absolutely gonna track it again, and I'll drift it again too. I plan on doing that. But it definitely does both of those things pretty well. Drag racing it, yeah, it's not gonna win any drag races or roll races for that matter. It's not fast, but on track, it's definitely capable, and I think it's slept on, and I think all of you should consider buying one if you're looking for a track rat. It's awesome. If you're looking for more videos on the car, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I have a bunch of videos on other things that I've done to the car already, like installing those coilovers. I did a water pump on it. I put a bigger radiator on it. It definitely needs a radiator if you're gonna do drifting or tracking. And the radiator is super easy to install, and it's like super cheap in comparison. So, and I'm gonna be doing a whole bunch of other work on the car as I go. I also have, what you see here, this is a Type 65 Shelby Daytona Coupe from Factory 5 that I'm building. And a lot of the parts on this car are all new Edge Mustang parts. So like, a lot of the parts are interchangeable, which is really cool for me too. So if you're interested in learning more about this build, make sure to hit the subscribe button too. I also have a bunch of other cars. This is my 540i I've done videos on. If you guys have ever watched the channel before, my E36 Turbo LS swap, I built the whole thing in this garage. I have a ton of videos on that. If you're looking for merch, this is all our stuff. We have a bunch more than that actually, so make sure you check that out. If you can't wait until next week's video, make sure to check out these videos that I already have ready to go.